James O'Brien, a prominent British broadcaster and outspoken critic of media behaviour, has been a staunch defender of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. He's consistently voiced his frustration with how the British media has treated them, especially Meghan, and has been vocal about the injustice of their situation. O'Brien's reaction to Prince Harry's phone hacking lawsuit victory was yet another example of his willingness to call out the media's toxic behaviour, and he didn't hold back. In one of his radio shows, O'Brien directly addressed the breathtaking abuse that both Harry and Meghan have been subjected to by the British tabloids. He was deeply critical of how the media and certain journalists, who he described as some of the most bilious humans that have ever deigned to call themselves journalists, have continually sought to harass and vilify the Sussexes. O'Brien pointed out that this type of vitriol has been sustained over years and often has little to do with fair journalism or critique, but rather seems driven by malice, racism, and an insatiable appetite for scandal at any cost. What O'Brien found particularly galling is how, despite the evidence of phone hacking and media abuse, many people in the British public and media continue to defend these actions or dismiss them as trivial. He praised Harry for his courage in taking on this battle, highlighting how rare it is for someone with the resources and the public profile to push back so forcefully against the press. O'Brien acknowledged that many people in similar positions lack the ability or the platform to hold the media accountable, so Harry's decision to use his privilege to fight for justice is significant. In his rebuke of the media, O'Brien didn't just focus on the phone hacking itself but also on the broader mistreatment of Meghan and Harry. He criticized the narrative spun by the tabloids that depicted Meghan as a manipulative outsider, an image that the press carefully cultivated through misleading stories, selective outrage, and double standards. O'Brien has frequently pointed out the stark difference in how Meghan was treated compared to other royals, particularly Kate Middleton, accusing the media of engaging in subtle and overt racism in their portrayal of Meghan. As for the sister being cut, in quotes remark that O'Brien made, this was part of his wider commentary on how the media loves to manufacture feuds and create division, especially within the royal family. O'Brien was referring to how the tabloids exaggerated and possibly even fabricated tensions between Harry and his brother, Prince William, as well as other royal family members, in a bid to sell more papers and create drama. This cutting off was played up by the press, making it seem as if Harry was completely turning his back on his family, when in reality, his decision to step back was far more nuanced and personal. O'Brien has been particularly scathing about how the media has peddled the idea that Harry was somehow betraying his family by distancing himself from royal duties. He argued that this false narrative of familial betrayal is a key part of how the media dehumanizes public figures, reducing their complex, personal decisions into tabloid fodder for public consumption. O'Brien has criticized those who take these media-created feuds at face value, arguing that it's another example of the press manipulating the truth to fit their agenda. In his discussions, O'Brien has repeatedly emphasized that Harry's decision to fight back is not just about him and Meghan, it's about confronting a system that has harmed countless others. He sees Harry's lawsuit as a crucial step in challenging the unchecked power of the British press, a system that has long operated with impunity and, in O'Brien's view, has destroyed lives in the process. Ultimately, O'Brien's reaction to Harry's lawsuit victory is part of his broader critique of how the British media operates. He sees this as a moment where, for the first time in a long time, someone with the power to do so is standing up to the bullies in the press. O'Brien has made it clear that, in his opinion, this is not just about celebrities or royals, this is about how the media wields its influence and the damage it causes when left unchecked. Prince Harry's recent victory in his phone hacking lawsuit marks another milestone in his ongoing fight to hold the British tabloid press accountable for their unethical practices. This battle goes beyond personal privacy. It is about justice and standing up against an industry that has abused its power for far too long. For years, Harry and Meghan have been at the center of media storms, subjected to some of the most vicious attacks ever seen against public figures. The phone hacking scandal, a deeply illegal and invasive practice, had a profound impact on Harry, reminding him of the ways in which his own family's privacy had been routinely violated. It wasn't just about leaking stories for profit, it was a systematic dismantling of their right to a private life. The phone hacking incidents aren't isolated events, they're part of a larger culture in which the British press has shown no restraint in its pursuit of scandal. Even though phone hacking scandals, like the infamous News of the World case, shocked the public years ago, Harry's case proves that such practices have continued behind closed doors. Through his lawsuit, Harry is seeking not only compensation but accountability. aiming to expose how widespread these practices have been. The constant invasion of Harry's personal life by the media has shaped his view of the press. From a young age, he saw how relentless coverage affected his late mother, Princess Diana. But as an adult, his frustration grew, especially after meeting Meghan Markle. As soon as their relationship became public, the British tabloids shifted into overdrive, launching relentless attacks on Meghan, many of them laced with racist and sexist undertones. The media treated her as an outsider, focusing on her biracial identity and framing her as a villain in contrast to other members of the royal family. The headlines were brutal and often based on outright lies. Whether it was about Meghan's relationship with other royals, her parenting, or even the way she carried herself in public, the media found every possible angle to tear her down. Comparisons between Meghan and Kate Middleton highlighted an unfair double standard. For example, Kate was praised for cradling her baby bump, while Meghan was ridiculed for doing the same. The tabloids also pitted Meghan and Kate against each other, feeding the narrative of a royal rift that never existed. The pressure became unbearable. Meghan has publicly admitted that the negative press took a severe toll on her mental health, even leading her to contemplate suicide at one point. This wasn't just tabloid gossip, it was calculated abuse that had real-world consequences. And through it all, Harry remained steadfast, fiercely defending his wife against the tide of negativity, knowing all too well what happens when the media targets someone. Harry and Meghan's decision to step back from royal duties wasn't just about seeking independence, it was about survival. They had endured years of intrusive, negative press coverage with little support from the royal institution. By leaving, they were choosing to protect their family from further harm. But even after their departure, the tabloids followed them across the world, criticizing their every move, from their charity work to their decisions about raising their children. No matter what they did, the media framed it negatively, turning the couple into targets. Despite all of this, Harry has shown incredible courage. He has the guts, the capacity, and the resources to stand up to some of the most powerful media organizations in the world. Where others might have given up, he chose to fight, not just for himself but for others who have been similarly wronged. He has refused to be bullied into silence, using his platform to shed light on the media's abusive tactics. In defending Meghan, Harry has made it clear that he will stop at nothing to protect his family from the same fate that befell his mother. This is a man who has grown up witnessing the devastating consequences of unchecked media power and has now taken it upon himself to confront it head-on. By winning this lawsuit, Harry has not only secured a personal victory but has also made an important statement about the need for accountability in journalism. The Sussexes' journey has been far from easy. They've faced the full wrath of a press machine that profits from tearing people down. But through it all, they have maintained the dignity, refusing to play by the rules of a tabloid culture that thrives on scandal and misinformation. Their fight is not just for privacy, it's a stand against an industry that has crossed the line too many times. In the end, this lawsuit is about more than phone hacking, it's about justice, truth, and standing up for what's right in the face of overwhelming odds. Harry and Meghan's story is one of resilience, courage, and the determination to protect their family from those who would seek to exploit them for profit. They are fighting not just for themselves but for all who have been victimized by a ruthless press that values profit over people. Thank you all for tuning in and taking the time to listen. It's been a powerful discussion about Prince Harry's courageous fight against media abuse and the broader impact of toxic tabloid culture. Let's remember the importance of holding those in power accountable, whether they're part of the media or elsewhere, and to always strive for fairness, respect, and dignity in how we treat one another. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories and insights. Until next time, take care and stay informed.